Good morning. Welcome back. Today, August 4th. It's already August already.
Yeah, summer's over.
I'm not going that far. You are with the Ox Life podcast. We've been doing our series Clarity for the Culture for like a while now. Actually, the whole month of July, we've been doing it. We're back to regular scheduled programming.
Yes, sir.
We're doing our podcast today.
Yes, sir.
So I am one of your hosts. I am Chains, accompanied by
My name is Uncle E.
Uncle E. Wow, new name.
My fault.
Okay.
My fault.
Wow.
Uncle Keys, a.k.a. Captain Porn Hubby.
Mr. Marcus Estado.
Nobody's calling you that ever, and I hope nobody's calling you that. But it's your boy Cedrico in the house. Watch your mouth.
Gotcha. All right.
The male's Zoe Salanda from.
Okay, so usually we kind of do introductions, kind of figuring out where everybody's week's been. We're not doing that. We're jumping right into our 2 cents on recent events. I'm just really scared it's just not going to get, for the sake of time, So let's jump into our 2 cents on recent events. Who has what? Anything pop out for anybody this week? Or
I mean, I recently, we discussed earlier, I recently seen a Carmelo Anthony thing. Give my man's a job, please.
I know, man.
Even if it's part-time.
Free Mello.
It could be per diem. He don't even need to be there every game.
Don't disrespect me like that.
No, give Carmelo a job, please. And Jeremy Lin. Put them both back together, please.
Not Jeremy Lin.
Why?
Jeremy Lin.
I don't wanna-
Insanity. That's
You're
that's
bugging
I
right
just
now.
don't like how you put him in the
He
same
single-handedly saved New York for a little while.
Okay, I was like, they're
Okay.
really
He was-
saved now, aren't they?
He was the new vigilante of New York.
he was once upon a time, and that's to piggyback off of him. That was like my recent news too. Free Mello. Back in the league. Like that's a prolific scorer
Yeah.
of our generation.
good.
Probably one of the best scorers of our generation.
Most accomplished basketball Olympian ever. So, yeah.
Absolutely, get him back in. And he got his own
Canelo's
business going on, right?
doppelganger.
He got his own
Doppelganger.
podcast.
Cardinello Brown, about to name my child.
I'm not sure if he has a podcast. He has like a new show on YouTube where he's like goes and interviews different. Like for his first episode, he's interviewing a soccer player.
Oh,
and
okay.
basically,
Well,
basically
maybe
how
he found a niche now. You know what I'm saying?
Snitches to get buckets in the league. So,
and basically it just wraps around how like other players was following his model. How about like the whole Hoodie Mello thing?
Yeah.
And how like that spread it across different sports. And
I feel like I kind of
what
started
meant
that
to
though,
it.
but whatever.
Anywho, Free Mello.
yeah. All right. My 2 cents on recent events is finding out that LeBron James has been the father of millions of other black adults whose dad was not present in their lives. So LeBron's gotten a lot of controversy and flack for being on the court, which was well deserved, actually. Yeah, so I thought he deserved some of that criticism for running onto the court. I don't mind him being in the layup line, but for him to run on the court, I think it's a safety issue, and he was called out about it.
I mean,
What the fuck?
They wouldn't allow.
they didn't inbound the ball yet, but it was on
But
that side of the court.
they threw an alley oop, and then he ran onto the court, and he lost a sneaker. You wouldn't allow any other parents to run on the court while your child was
He's
playing.
LeBron. He can run
So-
in here right now. Whole podcast stops.
Better not. But yeah, no, I was just seeing some of the comments where it's like, I wish my dad would do it. I'm just like, wow, really, guy? Like, you're gonna excuse this because your father wasn't present in your life? And I was just surprised by that.
Wow.
I just seen it, and I was just
Damn.
like, I just
That's
feel like
crazy.
I just feel
That's
like
pretty
it's
harsh,
over the
dog.
top. Like, because of your own lack of experience, you're just gonna excuse LeBron James. Like, it was wrong. Like, he could be in the layup line. He can't run onto the court. Like, it's just a thing. That's it. So that's my 2 cents on recent events. Like, he got criticism. It was well deserved, and I stand by that. I'm not going to excuse him for that. So
Good grief.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So yeah, I feel like that's our 2 cents on recent events.
Bingo.
All right, so moving into our stuff today, we're gonna talk about the Nicole Murphy situation that's transpired. So just to kind of give context to our audience, Nicole Murphy, as of late, has been in the news because of like some cheating scandal. She was seen or caught kissing man Antoine Fuqua. Okay, I'm probably pronouncing it. Antoine F.
Whatever.
Antoine F., who is a married man to Layla Rashawn. She's a famous actress back in the day. She's done shows. Was it Waited to Exhale? I think is her biggest role.
She played in Boomerang too.
Yeah. So she's been in like a variety of notable movies. So her husband was seen out kissing Nicole Murphy. There's been backlash coming from it, obviously, because they're celebrities. Well, Nicole is. I never even knew who dude was until this. So
He directed Training Day.
yeah, I don't care. I could have directed Training Day. It's Denzel Washington. What do you want to do? Just do this scene, Denzel. Like, just make it work. But he's also been a part of the Equalizer series as well. So yeah, So I just wanted to talk about that. Just so, what are your initial thoughts on the situation at hand between her, him, the whole situation
Antoine
at
is
large?
a fucking scumbag and should be crucified.
I
Nailed
wasn't
to the
expecting you
cross.
to say that at
Cheating?
all.
Huh?
You think he should be crucified for cheating?
Absolutely. It's not Nicole's fault. She's living
You
her
want him
life.
castrated
It was a friendly
too?
kiss.
You don't friendly kiss married people.
I'm just not. That's what people saying.
She's single. She's probably living in the moment.
Yeah.
But Antoine knows better because he's a
Yeah.
married man. So he should be fucking crucified and buried alive in somebody's backyard.
You want him castrated as well?
Whoa,
Huh?
You want him castrated as
Whatever,
well?
whatever it takes.
First of all,
Whatever
That's
it
not
takes.
serious.
First of
time
all,
heals all
he's
wounds,
no,
okay?
no, fucking no. His wife apparently almost died giving birth, and you go and do this bullshit. Like,
Shout out to our IG.
The hell
comment.
with you.
Disease too, I think.
yeah,
out-
the hell with you.
Shout out to our IG comments. I like
And you
relayed
got
that
some nerve to
knowledge.
go on a
Facts.
fucking
I even
yacht.
looked it up after.
You go on a yacht with a fine ass woman. You already know
Yeah.
what she's about. She's living her. She's been living her life. She's been single. You already know what's going to come with that, possibly,
Before
if
you
you flirt with it.
before you say something, so you're saying just like married men who cheat should be like crucified?
Yes.
I thought black men.
Okay.
I thought black men don't cheat.
Wait, no, not that. So like they should be crucified, and you said castrated because I asked you that. So that would apply to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, you're
Which is
Your favorite
You're
player.
a favorite
Yeah.
player. All of a sudden.
So Kobe Bryant should be crucified and castrated as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Okay.
a fucking liar.
Just
You're
making
a
sure we're
liar.
consistent.
You're a liar.
No, we are.
Just want to make sure we're consistent.
We are. That
So,
doesn't
yeah.
mean that he's not to go in basketball.
He ain't to go off the court, I guess.
Hey.
Also, was alleged raped a woman, but yeah. So just checking.
Mhm.
I just want
Why
to see
you
if we had
gotta
the
be
same
castrated
energy.
though? Why his balls cut off and all this?
Don't get married if you're gonna do some dumb shit, bro.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the situation at hand?
Well, when I first seen it, when I first seen the crazy post that it was her letting herself go, I didn't like fully believe it like all the
Yeah.
way. But my sister, Karina, shout out to Karina, she put a bug in my ear about a lot of different things. If you're gonna make this argument,
I'm not sure if you're gonna talk about the backlash or like the situation at hand
I'm talking about the
Okay.
post itself that was
that we posted.
that
on
we
IG.
posted.
Okay.
That whole paragraph.
That's not.
Well-
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
No, about her letting herself go weight wise and everything like that.
Okay.
It was the argument was, okay, if you're gonna make this an argument, okay, let's see if everybody moms still look the same versus 20s to 50s right about now.
It's a really good argument.
So it's like, how can you fault somebody for not looking the same 30 years ago up until now?
Is that fucking justifiable for doing some scum shit?
No, but what I'm saying is that was what the argument was on the meme. Is basically your husband is working
The
out,
post,
and
yeah.
and you're letting yourself go, but that wasn't the case.
If I was there, I would have dumped Antoine's
no,
ass.
but
drowned
if
his
you,
ass.
if you was to flip it, it's like, okay, what moms looks the same 30 years ago up until now?
But one of the points that were being made in that post is that she
Nicole
has
Murphy,
money.
perfect example. How many kids she got?
Okay, the most rarest occasion. Okay, my fault.
Yeah, but one of the arguments that was being made in that post was that she had money, and so that she could afford to get into shape. So it wasn't like, our moms or anybody's mom who, just working a 9 to 5, just trying to do the best that they can, and maybe they can work out or they don't have the ready resources. They were saying, well, she's rich, like she has the money to get the resources done. She is by choice deciding to look like that. And so I think that was the argument that was being made in the post. Like, by choice, she's looking like that because she doesn't want to spend the money or take care of the resources that could get her in better shape or make her look better.
But it's
So I
also
think that's what that point was.
Un-
Because they brought in money to that.
Fucking real.
Yeah.
I went.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'll give my opinion on the situation. I mean, honestly, I really don't care. Like, Nicole Murphy is single. She is a single woman. She is free to do whatever she wants to do.
Yep.
I'm not sure about these homewrecker allegations, which
I don't think so.
I don't really care. But the thing is,
Lisa Ray came out and said something
Yeah.
that she's.
But everybody been
representation.
involved in some bullshit throughout their
Hollywood.
career, so
Hollywood.
I feel like people can't just speak up on it because they've been through. They kind of did the same fucking thing.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah, so I had seen the situation, and then I knew about some of the allegations that was going on. But the thing is, it's like, if you're married to some man and then he just can't keep his hands to himself, then he's not your man, sis. Like, I'm sorry, Lisa Ray. I'm sorry, Leela. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just their choice. Like, there's no home wrecker situation. Like, if he wanted to be kept, he would have been kept. But the thing about Nicole Murphy is that she's single. She's free to do whatever she is. This man, Antoine, has been married for 20 years. They got married in 1999. My only problem with Nicole Murphy is at first she came out and apologized, which I felt like she didn't owe anybody. But then in the apology, she was like, yeah, it was just a friendly kiss between a friend. I didn't know he was married.
See, guys?
Nicole Murphy, you didn't know this. If he's a good friend of yours,
She knew.
you would know he's married.
She knew.
And it's not like he got married 2 years ago. Like, it could have slipped. He's been married.
She only
for
said it to cover his ass.
Years.
Did he come out publicly?
They
but
didn't
there's
say
no,
anything.
There's no covering his ass, though.
Yeah,
There's no
like he
covering
got
anything.
caught cheating.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying. That's why Nicole probably spoke out to at least
But Nicole can't speak
let
up.
let this dude run under the damn shot. I'm gonna just shut the hell up.
No, but no, I feel like Nicole can't speak up, though. She can't speak up for him. She can't.
Yeah, she can't speak for him.
She can't have an apology for him
Yeah.
and her. Talk about we're
Right.
friends and it was a friend. No,
I just-
because now he needs to explain himself. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not an equal.
That's what I'm saying. She's only speaking out to cover his ass. He just want to sneak.
My
Out of the
problem with Nicole
shadows.
Murphy is that she just tried to play us like we're dumb, and that she thinks she kissed a man who was just a friend, even though he's been married for 20 years, and she act like she didn't know. Like, just own it, say that I did it. It's a situation that happened. I'm sorry, I got out.
We got you,
So, yeah.
Nicole. Like we wanted to do it.
Yeah. We scroll that down some. Let's see what else we got to talk about here. So I know some of the things that we were talking about. It's just like her issuing an apology and him not issuing an apology. Do we feel a certain way about that? Like, is he entitled to give us, or does he owe us, the public,
He don't
an
owe.
apology?
He doesn't owe the public an apology. He owes his wife an apology. That
Okay.
needs to be a sit down conversation. You need to look her dead in her face and say you fucked up.
Right.
That's
Meaning
all that
children.
is. I don't
Right.
think you need to come out
Right.
publicly unless you actually want to try to like just try to grab your image again. Like I don't know, but I feel like in a relationship, especially with being married, you don't always need to go public with some things. You need to fix it at home before you do anything else.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Apologize to your fucking. First off, he need to look himself in the damn mirror. Apologize to himself. Accept himself. Look at his kids. Apologize to them, and then his wife. Because he just did some scumbag shit. He doesn't owe nobody an apology, but
He
himself
owe
and
people an apology,
Yeah.
but as of right now,
Right.
fix your home before you do anything else.
He owes the public an apology. If you
Why?
can embarrass your wife in public, then you need to apologize in public. So he was caught cheating. I think he needs to address that. He needs to come out the same way Kobe Bryant did, who should be crucified and castrated, and just let the people know that, listen, I was in a situation that I got caught in with a friend. It's unfortunate. I
not
know
a
I'm a
friend.
married man and I'm not carrying out my responsibilities.
You all fuck
And I
buddies for
failed.
2 minutes.
And I failed in doing that. So, yeah, I think he does owe the public an apology. But a lot of people were blaming Nicole. Do you guys feel like that's right?
Yeah, you can blame Nicole because Nicole knew he was married.
But he
She's
knows.
single, though.
But he knows he's
He knows,
married. Like,
right.
why are we
But
blaming
it
her?
it takes
He's
two,
married.
But it takes two people to be in a situation like this.
But it
though.
takes one to say, "Nah, I'm good. I'm married,"
Right.
and that's the guy that's married.
They're both.
So
grown
why are
men.
we
They're
blaming
not- we're
Nicole
not
for
dealing with
I'm
anything?
not blaming Nicole.
You
but I
just
can-
said you're blaming
no,
Nicole.
no. I'm
yeah.
saying I can understand why they putting the blame on Nicole though.
But do you feel like she deserves the blame?
No, I don't feel like
Okay.
she deserves the blame
That's the
because
blame.
he's the one who's taking action behind the shit. You let the shit go. Obviously, you kissing back, and you wasn't like, "Ew, nah, chill. I got a wife." You accepted that them whole lips on your face. So it is what it is.
What about you? You blaming Nicole?
No.
Yeah. I'm not blaming Nicole either. She's a bachelorette. I think that's the
Facts.
appropriate term.
She's
Like, she's
fire.
single. She's free to do whatever she wants to do. Throw it to whoever she wants to.
She on her
And
way
so,
up
yeah.
here right now.
No.
Oh.
I think she lives in LA. She's never coming to the East Coast.
Never know.
All right. So, Skeeter, you had talked about him earlier just being a scumbag.
Correct.
I mean, just like, is that how you feel, though? Really?
Yes.
Just,
Yes.
for just the sole act of cheating itself. Like, that's.
Yes. Like.
But, like, people have cheated before in general. Like, just.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, should be fucking castrated beneath somewhere where nobody.
You
can
mean
find
to
them.
tell me you never had a situation where maybe there was some lines being crossed, or?
Huh?
Like, I'm asking you. So you never had a situation where there might have been some infidelity, or just? I'm not
You mean
putting
me
you on the
personally?
spot. Yeah, but like, yeah. So you
Have I-
never experienced
have I-
this?
no.
Like, has it ever been done to you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you never did it to anybody.
Well, nobody don't know.
Right.
For anybody, nobody knows.
But I'm just
No,
saying,
but
like,
if-
it's
if-
not common.
If you make a vow, like
okay, you're saying
to
married.
death do us apart.
Facts.
You're saying
and
married
you-
men.
Yes.
Okay.
And you almost died giving my children. Like, why would I even entertain the thought? I don't care. It can be Nicole Murphy, Trina, butt ass naked right there on the yacht. I'm not doing nothing. Like no one.
You fucking liar.
No,
You
I
will
won't
eat
do
that
it.
back,
No,
front,
I will-
front. Yo, you a liar.
You've
You
so
up here,
serious?
yo, you selling wolf tickets right now.
Are you serious right now? Knowing that your wife almost died, just giving your children, you gonna think about that?
Are you going to think about that?
That
Are you gonna think
that
about
goes to see what Keith's mind is at.
Nah, but I know
Don't trust
you,
Q.
though. I know
No,
you,
no,
though.
No, you
You
don't.
have picked shows from Clarity for the Culture based on certain actresses, that being Moesha.
Facts.
Correct.
You mean to
Dude.
tell me
Thought?
certain women who are more
Get me
attractive
lit.
than Moesha, if you were given a chance and you might have been in a situation, a relationship?
If I'm married, no.
Okay.
Period.
Well, you're a
That's fair.
respectable guy, so
Thank you.
I understand that.
I'll take that.
So I'm not taking my comments back,
Again,
though,
I'll
so
take that.
in case y'all need some more clarification,
you ain't talking to me like that.
wife almost died giving birth. Period. You shouldn't be doing that's too traumatic enough.
Facts.
And you're gonna do some other shit to put your wife under some more stress. Like you're a fucking scumbag. You should
Keith?
be eaten by the shark wherever y'all was at. You should have been dumped over the fucking water.
Relax.
It was like
a
hotel
hey,
kind of
hey,
situation.
okay,
In
we
the
get
depths.
you.
Yeah.
Listen, hey,
Next to the core of the earth.
you right here, Rico. You right here.
Tossed in
okay?
the fucking
Keith,
volcano.
real
Jesus.
quickly, your thoughts on Antoine. Just I want to know where you stand. I want to know where you stand on Nicole, which we talked about, and just like where you stand about Antoine, so that we're covering both sides.
I'm not blaming Nicole for anything.
Yeah, no, we said that, but I won't like Antoine. What are your thoughts
as,
on him?
as far as Antoine,
Yeah,
it's up in the air. To
Yeah.
be honest with you, it's up in the air.
What's up in the air?
It's up because
let's let
he's
him finish. We'll find out.
because he still is married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Besides to death do us part, you also
Mm-hmm.
got to work through either bullshit issues that you really don't want to work through, but for the
Right.
sake of the marriage and for the sake of longevity of your relationship, this is something that you have to start from scratch now,
Yeah.
and you have to build it. You have to build that love back up. I won't take it as far as killing a man and throwing him,
Castrating him.
castrating
crucifying.
him, and like how Taraji died, and
Michael Jordan's
and
been accused of
acrobat.
cheating. Martin Luther King's been accused of cheating.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that these things happen, but at the
Crucifying,
same time, for
castrating.
marriage, for
I'm okay, got
marital
crucified.
issues, you have to work through these things. Like, I'm not saying you can forgive this man overnight or anything of that nature. If she decides to divorce him, everybody will be on her side.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's a lot of things you got to take into consideration as far as the health and things of that nature. He's actually been there, so I'm pretty sure he fucked up plenty more times. And I think he
He did.
fathered some more.
Two alleged children. There's
Yeah.
one definitely for certain. That,
So- So
yeah.
clearly, he's been fucking
Right.
up for the longest period of time, and guess what? They still
Right.
married at the end of the day. You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. And so that's why I really wonder, like, maybe there's a situation where he understands or she knows that maybe she's not able to look a certain way, and maybe they have like a certain situation that's worked out where it's like, listen, just don't get caught, but
Nobody
do what you
knows.
need to do. And if that's something that like two adults can agree upon, then who are we to be shitting on Antoine?
Mhm.
And maybe that's why we haven't heard an apology from him. 'Cause I thought it's weird that for a week straight, like, you don't come out and address it, like your
No,
publicist does it.
no.
So it has me thinking that maybe there might be a situation backdoor where at home there's an understanding where, hey, listen, I'm attracted to this. I still want to be with you, but like I want to, like, you know,
So
be
that's like an
involved with other
open
women.
marriage, is what you're saying?
Open marriage, and if that's something that two adults to agree upon, then who are we to say like that's wrong?
Facts. I mean, I
yeah.
can see it from that standpoint, but then again, nobody knows what's going on behind closed
Right.
doors. This
Exactly.
is all
That's not
opinions
us.
and perspective on what we see. So
And speculation, yeah. Okay, so I think we're kind of done talking about the Nicole Murphy situation, but that kind of led us into thinking about double standards that we have in society. So just what double standards do you think are relevant and pressing in today's society that you just kind of want to throw out there for us to kind of talk about?
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think it's one thing in specific. I think we.
Nothing stands out to you as far as like what would be fair and what's not fair.
I mean, the general cliche when I say in probably work related fields,
yeah.
something in a position that's good for a male to be in isn't necessarily good for a woman,
Right.
and you can
Vice
you can
versa.
honestly flip it.
Yeah.
So I just think those are still double standards to this day.
Women not being paid the same as well, which
Not
is
being paid the same,
ridiculous.
not have the same recognition, not have the
discrepancies.
same,
Yeah.
not being able to be self entitled to a lot of different things.
Right.
So I still think that goes on to this day.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fair point you bring out. Is there some
Yeah.
type of double standard that you want to bring to the forefront?
Yeah, just to
Let's
piggyback
talk
off
about
of him, women are still under scrutiny for the sexuality.
Mhm.
People still policing their bodies, which is fucking insane. Versus men who gets praised for pretty much anything they do sexually. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Those are fair points. One thing I think about is just we're talking about women and just them being paid. The women's national team just won the World Cup for like the second or third consecutive time, and it's 12 years. I think it's every 4 years they have it, or maybe 2. I could be wrong about that, but they've won 3 straight cups. The men's team didn't even qualify for the cup, and yet they're paid an enormous amount more than the women's team, which is actually accomplished in winning. So
let's not talking about the
but the coverage
NBA.
hasn't really been there either.
Yeah.
It's been like
the
The
WNBA,
discrepancy with
Facts.
the NBA and
Facts. Which
WNBA.
needs to be fixed as soon as possible.
There was a meme.
that Steph Curry one.
No, it was Solomon Hill.
Okay.
It said he got paid $13.10 million, and then
it was more than a whole NBA team, WNBA team.
Yeah, which made 11 point something, like for one player to make more than the average.
I just seen a meme
That's
for
crazy.
Steph Curry next year. He'll be paid 3 times more than any woman in the league. Just one player alone will be paid 3 times as much as any WNBA player in the league.
Why
I just feel like
that's terrible.
I feel like the platforms need to be on an equal ground. Like it needs to. There needs to be
be
more
pushed the same.
recognition. There needs to be more promotion,
Coverage.
It needs to be more coverage around it. 'Cause
Sponsorships.
obviously,
Everything.
we all are fans of any type
love
of women's
WNBA.
team.
Candace
Period.
Parker's team.
Who?
Candace Parker's team.
Captain
Just-
Pondexter. She's
Candace,
not retired.
can you
but
please respond back to Canel just
That'd
as
be
soon
me.
as possible?
That'd be me. So yeah, no, I think we definitely addressed that. I just feel like women should get more resources in the WNBA. Like they travel coach. They travel like us. They
Right.
travel like us. Imagine being a professional player. Just like, yeah, now you're in the back of the plane, bro. Like, that's you.
And half these
That's you.
WNBA players
Nice.
will kill
Yeah.
a
NBA
few of
players.
these NBA players. Let's
Absolutely.
clear the air on that one.
without a doubt.
Okay. So one of those situations coming out of double standards. I mean, I don't want to say it's cliche, but it's something that's kind of like taboo-ish. It's just body count. And
Yeah.
so we know, with men, sometimes like the larger the number, he's a man. He gets praise. He's a pimp. He's a mac. There's a lot of positive praise for men who are promiscuous in comparison to women who may do the same things. So with that being said, how do you think men and women are perceived when it comes to body count?
Well, like I said, this is clearly a double standard across the board.
How do you think men are perceived? Is it accurate?
Men are
what I said?
perceived. Men are perceived 2 different ways. Men are perceived as the him being that guy, and also from a woman's perspective, you out here thotting and bopping with anything that's moving. You see what I'm saying? So it's 2 categories that you're being put in as a guy when you have a high body count, or if you choose to sleep with a lot of different women.
Right.
I think if it's flipped and a woman was to do the same thing, I feel like you should have no argument. I understand that society looks at women a different way, but if a woman wants to act just like you and she has no comment on you doing what the fuck you doing, you can't have no comment on what the hell she doing. I'm not saying that a large body count is good for any fucking body, people, but at the same time, you got to be even across the board. Like, fair is fair.
Woman gets crucified by everybody. Family, friends, onlookers, whoever.
Women just be
Whether
having fun. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Girls just want to have fun.
But that's the thing. It's
versus-
never said that way. It's just like, oh, they're being hosed.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
It's
the difference in the perception.
on a crucifixion, and that goes under the whole thing of society policing woman's body. That's why you see nowadays they have like Amber Rose slut walk, and now you have women being more open and acceptive of their bodies. It's all about self-love to them. That's what it's all about. I don't think they're doing it for any intention. That's what society. That's society's perspective, and we kind of just like linked onto that, and yeah, that's what happens. Women gets crucified versus the men, which is the total opposite.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just as men, we're insecure.
Facts. Big facts.
We're just insecure in the fact that like women can do what we can do, but they could probably do it even better. If you
Right.
think
They
about
do
it,
it
like
better
there's
now.
a couple women who could probably easily call out somebody in comparison to some guy who got to go through a list and get denied a few times before he even gets a sniff. So yeah, I think men are just insecure. I think because women can do things better than us, like we try to find a way to shame them, which we do shame. Well, I'm not saying we. In general, men, they shame them. We got a troll the other day, and his whole thing is like slut shaming. So we're popping as a
the
podcast.
dude, yeah.
We're popping as a podcast now. We have trolls.
Nice.
So yeah,
He tried to switch up his lingo too at that. Yeah.
Yeah, he got real apologetic real fast. But yeah, so I think as men we're insecure and we start doing slut shaming for like our own good. Like, oh, like I'm not good enough. She chose Joe Smo. Well, it's because she's a hoe. It's not because like it's not because I don't know how to work certain equipment, but like because she's a hoe.
hit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like ego plays a large part in the way that we structure our societal views. And I think that's where that perception kind of comes off. So
I think men are big ass babies though.
Yeah, they
Like
are.
they big,
Yeah.
like they big crybabies.
Yeah.
Like okay, you can go,
Yeah.
you can sleep with 10 women. The moment you find out
A
the girl that
woman's-
you talking to then slept with like 8 guys or some shit like
You
that,
wanna flip
all of a
1,000
sudden you want
cars.
to cry,
Right.
you want to call all types of no.
Yeah.
Game is fair is fair.
Yeah.
Like come on, be
Men,
like cut the shit out, man.
men are so fragile. You think about it, like there was a situation, I think it might have been in Britain or it might have been the gay parade where there was 2 couples. There was like this lesbian couple and they were told by men to kiss and like, yeah, like nah, we're not doing that. So they punched them in the face. Like because they
kidding me?
didn't agree to do what they wanted to for their own sexual fantasy, they had punched them and assaulted them. And it's just insane. Like you think about men who try to approach women and they get turned down. Like women
Right.
Those
really
are the
have to
ones who need to be
women
castrated.
really have to face a fear of like, man,
Every
like
day.
I might have to really give you this number for like my own safety, and that's insane to me.
Every
It's
day.
insane.
Every day.
I think women overall need to be protected across all
Yeah.
boards. So
Get the strap.
The one thing, another thing that we talked about in like the Aisha Curry episode, which is our second podcast. Make sure you go look at that so you get context. But we
Catch
were
up.
talking about just like whether or not she wanted attention, and I'm sure we'll address that later on because we have a segment where we get asked questions. But even still, Aisha Curry was getting killed just for saying like, "Hey, I just want to be noticed like my husband is, like my superstar husband, who women would be willing to throw an arm at." Like I just want there to be that same kind of urgency of like me being a wife and appreciation that I am for like
Right.
him to be the same thing.
and that also goes to show. Well, we'll address that later. Never mind.
Exactly. But like we were talking about body count. So ultimately, does body count matter
I think
to you?
To me,
We're gonna ask this individually. So to you first, then to Skeeter, and then to myself.
I don't think it should count. Me personally,
You say should, like you're not sure.
no, but I'm being honest. I'm like, you have no control over what somebody's doing with their life, and whatever somebody did before you.
Yeah.
It has nothing to fucking do with you. It has nothing to do with your current situation. If you're one of those people that look back on the past about everything that's being done or everything that you did and try to bring it to the forefront, I feel like you're making body count mean something. You see what I'm saying? But to me, I don't dive my nose into the situation like that. It doesn't matter for me. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody does their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever happens, like I said, whatever happened before me ain't about me. So it is what it is. But to be fair,
Yeah.
body count does matter if it's fucking high as fuck. So let's
What's high?
I feel like you're stealing into like some of my perspective.
What's high?
But we can talk
high
about
is
it.
like nigga.
Yeah. So I'll call a spade and give an example. So Lamar Odom came out recently. It was like, I've slept with over 2,000 women. That's ridiculous. Like you're a hoe for that. I wouldn't tolerate that from a man, and I don't respect it from a woman. either.
2,000.
Like, yeah.
How do you accomplish that?
First of all,
Holy
Wilt
shit.
Chamberlain said he had slept with 10,000 women.
I
So,
think
there's
exaggeration needs to be trimmed down just a
There's
tiny
that.
tidbit,
10,000?
like because you would have like a lot of fucking kids.
That's like
if
an
that was the
orgy
case.
every day.
I mean, let's not forget Lamar Odom was found unconscious in a brothel in Las Vegas. So let's not put anything past
Yeah, that's
Lamar
true.
Odom. But calling a spade, like I don't respect that from a man. I wouldn't respect that from a woman. So like high is high, and that's ridiculous. Like I'm not. That's excessive. I'm not playing that.
That's porn star status.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you
10,000?
up there in the numbers, like okay, like wait, like relax a little bit. Like I don't know. I don't know.
So let's get into you. I just want to know your answer. Does body count ultimately matter to you?
No. Yeah, a grown.
I just don't feel like
individual.
y'all are saying no definitively. Like
What do
it
you mean?
does matter to you in some
It-
sense.
it-
You're
no,
like
no.
it
But it doesn't, it
shouldn't.
don't. It
You're
doesn't,
like
it don't. But-
no.
Okay,
No.
compare. So 10
Okay.
people before you
Mm.
is okay. 25
okay.
people before you, is it okay?
Yeah. Well, it's not my turn to answer yet.
But
We're cutting into his.
But it's just
Okay.
just the idea behind it.
Right.
Okay, that's whatever.
Yeah, it
15.
happened. You're a
cool.
grown
Yeah.
woman. You're a grown woman. You get to do that. Like, who am I to tell you? Who am I to hold that against you?
Yeah, like-
I was doing my thing too before I, like, you know what I mean? I was doing my thing
Choose
before
your
I met
words
you.
carefully, Cedric. Just saying for
what?
protection purposes. Trying to protect a fellow ox.
I really appreciate you, dog.
I'm sorry.
But no, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha. So body count to me does not matter, but what does matter is whose bodies those are. If like they the homie, then nah, like I'm not dealing
But what
with
is a
you.
homie,
If
though?
it's an enemy, someone I'm close to that I talk to, if y'all had a past situation, we're not having a situation.
So in this
at
circle,
all.
in this
if you
circle,
ever dated somebody, I'll never date them. Like I'll never, like I'm
that's
not connecting
principle.
with
That's
them.
principle.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
it's
morals
whose
behind it.
bodies too. Like if it's someone I don't like, then we can't be together either. Like that matters to me because I'm not gonna have beef with somebody in the streets and then like, you know what? That's why it's such and such with your girlfriend there. Like you're never gonna hold that.
Yeah, that
on
was
me.
before you. Because,
Yeah, but like
you
you're
can,
not holding that over me. Like it's beef, and I don't need.
But
you
you
doing
can make that same argument to them because it might be somebody that
Right.
you used to talk to and they don't like you for that. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying if it's beef that I have with somebody and y'all have a history, I'm not dealing with you. Period. Like, that's
So let's just
it.
say it's somebody that you just happen just to know. You don't know them like
Mhm.
that, and you're talking to somebody that
You
used to deal with them. Is that an issue for you?
If you had a dealing with someone that I do not like,
No,
and it's
forget
like
that.
an enemy. That's what I'm telling you. You keep trying to put these words in my mouth.
No,
but I'm
I'm just
telling you what
saying.
I'm telling you.
Forget the enemy part. If
Yeah.
you just happen to know somebody, but you don't know them
Right.
like that, right? And they come out and they tell you, this is who I used to deal with. Is that a problem?
And I don't like the person, or like it's just who they are. Like,
It's just who
someone
they
that
are.
I
It's just
know.
somebody that you just randomly know, and then you're all of a sudden you
If
guys
it's
are.
somewhat cordial, like maybe, perhaps, but I would be. I'm not sure how much emphasis I would put into that situation.
Got
I
you.
just don't like.
Got you.
I just don't like dealing in certain circles. I feel like issues come about that. Like, oh, now I'm talking to you, but now like this person has beef with me. Just things that are controllable.
You
I
got
like to
beef with
control.
somebody right now?
I have
You
beef
need us
with.
to handle anything?
Actually,
or-
I do. I got beef with B right now because of these break situations, but he
Oh,
on some other stuff
shit.
right now. So I hope you. But that's besides the point. So yeah, body count doesn't matter to me, but whose those bodies are, that
see.
does matter to me. Yeah. So we're getting into our later segment, our last segment. Usually we have moment of clarity where we kind of get to give you some positive affirmations. Usually Marquise gives a shout out to himself.
Facts.
I think I do shout outs too to other people, so I don't really do it correctly. But we're doing this other segment now. It's like Ask and Ox a Question.
Ask and Ox a
Ask
question.
and Ox a Question.
Ask and Ox a question.
So
That
we
sounds like a
got we got questions from you guys off our IG and Facebook. Big shout out to Marquise and Skeeter. I think you guys are really kind of pushing that forward, gathering the information. So we're gonna answer some of the questions that you guys had here. So you have one question here from Killer Tim from Talks with Wine. Make sure you go check their podcast out. They're like our sister podcast. We're trying to do a collaboration piece with them. If y'all want that, let us know.
Facts.
And we'll try to make sure that it happens. So she had asked, do men feel women get enough attention?
Do men feel women get enough attention?
I
Now,
think
mind
insecure. I think insecure.
men would think that.
Insecure men do that. I feel like women get attention everywhere they go, regardless of the situation. So to actually say, is it enough? Like you get enough, like relax.
That's like an egotistical question.
Yeah, it's like you trying to control how much attention they supposed to get or some shit like that. Like no, I feel like women get all attention across the board. It's not necessarily. I don't think you can put enough behind that, but women get attention from any damn way, any place at any time.
Right. I don't think the attention women get are intentional on their behalf.
Facts.
Maybe whatever they put on, like from the outside looking in, if he sees like a woman walking down the street with like a promiscuous outfit on, that's just us placing that. That's us just placing that on them. Like maybe they wanted to put that on because they look good in it and they like how the way the jeans feel, whatever the case is. That's just us placing our insecurities on them. So the attention is not intentional on their behalf. Again, it's just a societal way of us trying to police women's bodies. So
Yeah.
Full disclosure, Tam did give us like a whole context of like
She
Aisha
did.
Curry, and I really
Yeah, she
hope
did.
that we're answering her questions in like the realm that she wanted us to answer it in. I hope we are.
shout out Tam.
Do men feel like women get enough attention? I feel like they do, and I feel like it's because of what you just said, the unintentional attention that you can get. Men aren't getting that. Like we might command looks, like you might be trying to look at my print while I'm on the train or something like that. But like no,
That's a fact.
like
a fact.
women aren't out here at construction sites hollering at men like, "Hey, big head, like I see you, like strong shoulders over there." Like we're not getting that kind of attention.
I get that.
Women get attention, one, from their partner. Hopefully they have one, and if not, they get it from outside because men are bold and they just feel entitled to say whatever they want to. And so, like, I feel like women can get attention or get enough attention, but it's really hard to measure. Like, you know, what is it? 10 compliments too much? Is 5 too much? But I think women can't get enough attention. Like wherever you seek it out, like you can text anyone like I'm ready today, and women will get 10 different responses.
Facts.
You say that to any woman, they're like, "Oh, that's cool." You might get that from one. Moving on to our next question here: is it acceptable for a woman to see if she still has the juice, or is that attention seeking?
No, it ain't. That's not attention seeking.
To go out and seek your juice,
But at the same time, if you're in a relationship and there's lack thereof, like if
lack thereof attention,
like
then it's okay for them to go and see if they got.
I
the
don't
juice?
think it's not. I wouldn't put it in the context of saying you still got the juice. Sometimes you just want to be out and want to be appreciated at the time. You want to be noticed at a certain time. I don't feel like it's attention seeking because.
Why do you want to be noticed though?
I don't.
What does like
is she getting it at home?
What does notoriety lead to?
But is she getting it at home? Is there some things going on wherein she feels like this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
But
I feel like it's okay for them to be out and for them to look good and be out someplace, and then it's okay to get a free drink here and there. I feel like that's still having the juice.
Listen, we could play them together and get
exactly
free
like
I'm
you know
not
what I'm saying. It is what it is. But no, I don't think it's attention seeking, but it can easily be misconstrued as such. So
you.
It's not attention seeking. Yeah, women are grown. They can feel free to do whatever they want.
And like I'm thinking this is in the context of a relationship.
Of a relationship?
That's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm reading it or interpreting
that's
it.
how I'm reading it as well too.
And you said it's okay.
It's okay, but like
in a relationship for her to seek this attention.
But what I'm saying is, what is lacking in a relationship for you to want to seek
address that with me privately. Like we need to get our situation together. I don't want you looking outside of our relationship to find what it is that you want.
What if it falls on deaf ears though?
Then we don't need to be together.
She can't be out just to be out and to see if
she can be out. But if you're seeking an attention from another man like that, I'm not providing. Then you don't need to be with me. Like. You're not getting it from here. What you want isn't here.
So it is attention seeking, is what you're saying.
If you're in, first of all, we cut off Ski's question.
My fault.
Like I want him to.
I forgot he was here right quick. My bad.
I read in the context just like general speaking, like is it okay for like a woman to just casually just go out just to see if she still got it? Maybe she just got out of a relationship 5 months down the line. She just want to step out again. Just to see what's on the scene. I think it's totally acceptable for her to do that. But in the context of a relationship, if the man is not doing his duty at all to acknowledge any part of her day in and day out, even if it's not day in and day out, if there's not attention there, and if she just want to just see just a little bit, even if it's just like a 1 minute conversation, just to see like just like a walk away. Just like a quick chat and walk away, and look back to see if the dude is looking, that type of shit. Then I don't.
You about to make Cadell get out of his fucking seat right now?
I'm good. I don't want to cut into his hands.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like if you're not getting anything at home, like if you're just like, I don't know, like if you're questioning yourself, like I don't know if my partner feels the same way that he expressed to me when we first got together type thing.
Got you.
If I don't feel that way and like I get that vibe from you, like, and it's been a long while, I'm going to go to the club and I'm gonna like
stop
entertain for like a minute, like you know.
Right. Stop talking to me like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's cool.
I mean, in the context of a relationship, it's attention seeking, and I think this is disrespectful. Like, if we're in a relationship and you trying to see like, am I still attractive, knowing that like I'm calling you pretty or whatever it is, then. Yeah, I have a problem with that. Now, if there's a certain situation in our relationship where, like, you don't feel like I'm giving enough attention, then address it with me. And if it continues, then, you do your thing, but let me know, and then so we can break up. And we could get all the attention you want once we're broken up. Like, so I think it's attention.
So from that standpoint, why... If she communicates with you, right?
Yeah.
She still doesn't get it.
Right, but then like just break up with me at this point, because if you communicate and I'm still not getting it, then I'm never gonna get it. You going to get attention from another guy. First of all, there's no such thing as just like a conversation. Hi, how are you? Because guys are aggressive, and then they try to get your number and just like press on you, and then that could lead to a whole nother situation. So just cut it at the start. Break up with me and then do what you want to do. Because whatever you want isn't coming from me, and that's okay. Like if I'm not providing a certain thing to you and that you need for a relationship to be functional, then you need to go get that somewhere else. I'm not gonna hold you up here and we both be miserable. So so it's attention seeking if you're in a relationship. But as Skeeta said before, if you're trying to go down the street, you single and you just like you got it, then by all means do what it is that you want.
So for women that are single, it's okay. For women that are in a relationship, it's fuck you. Leave me alone type of shit.
And to be fair, as a man, like have I went out and got numbers like as a sport? Like, yeah, it's usually motivated by some drink or some bet or some monetary incentive that I can get out of it.
I don't know what this monetary
No,
bet or
listen.
the shit what that you're talking about right about now. I
I'll
don't
tell
know
you.
what he's talking.
Please
I don't know what to
address.
tell you. So I'm saying like there's times where men go out and then like get numbers for sport or just like that happens.
That's
I don't
always
know.
an
Black men
intention.
don't cheat, so I'm going with that.
That's always
as we talked
That's
about
always-
Antoine Fuqua earlier today, who's married for 20 years with 2
the
kids.
movement.
Listen, for the sake of our questions, I think we still have 2 more here. Let's move on. So, women have problems with men's preferences, but it's okay for women to have all types of preferences. Why is that cool? Or is it cool? Or is it not? What's up?
Men have all types of preferences, just like
Wow.
we do. I think it's often judged by women at times about what we like and things of that, because what they would like, what they potentially see you with, ain't somebody that you're with right now. I
Right.
just think I don't know, that one's a little tricky for me. I don't know about that one.
Again, I don't know. Preference is all like perspective. Like what you prefer may not be good for you,
But it's good for somebody else.
but it shouldn't be judged upon because what you prefer is what you might not get. I feel like preferences is like a fantasy type thing. Like,
But it's
okay, I got this, but I prefer this.
But his preferences looks, or is it?
It's anything. It's
mentality?
anything. It's
Is
literally
it-
anything. It's literally anything. Whatever that person
Yeah.
desires specifically
Right.
is what that person's preference.
But I feel like what they're asking is just like women have preferences, and it seems like that's okay, that's accepted. But when men have preferences, it's not. And so why is it cool for women to have preferences and men not? That's the question that's being asked. So like you're talking about preferences, but like is it cool is it accepted for women to have these and men not have preferences?
I think it's.
Like, I wouldn't even call it a cool thing to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would pick.
I don't think you should nitpick somebody.
Not
Yeah.
cool, but like I
preferences.
think they're saying accepted. Like why is it so accepted that women have preferences, but anytime men's like, oh, I want like tall, light skinned chick, like long hair, that becomes problematic.
Yeah, that's frowned upon though. You see
Right,
what I'm
and
saying?
that's the question that's being asked.
So
We're
that,
not talking about
that
preferences.
shit like that is frowned upon. So if you
Yeah,
come through
but
with
they're
a
saying-
well, if you come through with a specific preference that
Right.
you like,
Right.
and then you put it out there,
Right.
and whoever doesn't meet those standards, it becomes an issue. Like, are you serious? Like,
Right.
why? What's wrong with her? Type of shit like that.
But why is that being commented? That shouldn't be. I don't know. That is like it's something that it's like an open-ended answer. It's like there's so many answers you can go about it, but it's just like
yeah.
who's to say what
Yeah.
about anything? Like
Yeah.
a person's preference is a preference. It's
Yeah.
like it's
But
somebody's
why is
thing.
it-
Like I don't know if it's cool enough. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard to.
Because
Let me-
they're
it's hard to
women.
depict.
Women get to do whatever the hell women want to do.
Let me try to answer this, and then like let's see if it provides perspective. So I think it's okay for women to have preferences because they have the God-given ability to carry children. So if you're carrying someone's child, you might want to know like who's what or what they might look like. Men can't carry children, so if a woman wants someone who's maybe taller, has like a certain shape or whatever, that's something that they have to carry. So I think that's okay. And then when you think about men's preferences, it's usually physical, and then like they exclude other women. So like, oh, I'm not dating fat chicks. Like there's nothing like with substance. Like there's no like I don't want women who are selfish or like bossy. Like none of it is characteristic. It's always physical, and then they exclude like a group of people. With women, like I think the most they exclude is just height. Like, oh, I don't want nobody short. Like that's just a common complaint that I see.
I think women settle with the type of preferences that they're seeking and don't
Yeah.
get it.
I think they end up asked out a lot of
Yeah.
times because they're not. But like that's their choice, and if you can carry someone's child, then you might want to be really aware of like what you're getting yourself into.
I think they can women can get
Whatever they want.
whatever they want.
They can get
whoever
whatever they want.
And so maybe it's because having that like accessibility where like I can choose out of 10 men that I can afford to be picky,
Right.
as opposed to men where it's like, listen,
we
it's
can
late.
choose too.
Like it's late. I ain't get a number in its car. Like it's getting late. Lights are coming on.
Like,
I'm
let
trying
me
to get
get the big
whatever I
headed one.
can.
Nah,
Like,
we ain't got that type
so-
of power.
With
I
a
think-
unibrow in the corner.
yeah.
I'll take that right there.
So I think that's why it might be cool for women, or why it might be more accepted for women to have those preferences in
Accessibility.
comparison to
Yeah.
men. So yeah. Our last question here. Let's try to make it as brief as we can. I think we might have spoke about it earlier in our podcast when it came to body count. But why do men think they can have sex with everything walking, but But
the moment.
the moment a woman decides she's gonna sleep with everybody, she's a hoe.
Well, we already touched on
Yeah.
this. Men, we tend to think that we can do whatever the fuck that we want to do, and we think that it's okay. But we have to keep an open mind. Like I said, you have to be fair across the board. You can't be in your feelings. You can't act a certain way. You can't frown upon somebody who is doing the same thing as you. I get it. Women are put on this type of pedestal. Like, this is what women have to do. This is how they need to act and things of that nature. I just don't think you can do that.
We're not in that world.
We're not in that type of way. And I think especially in today's society, you kind of see the shit consistently now. Women are acting just like the damn dudes out here. So if you see that, you can't blame her.
Men are acting just like the women. in some
Facts.
cases.
It's like role reversals now. Like, I don't know. Man up. Pull your skirt up.
Man up is like a sexist term too. If you think whatever,
I
You know
don't
what?
care.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like an egotistical thing
Yeah.
again. Men feel like, although like sex is like a natural explorer thing, and it's been since the beginning of the time. I feel like I feel like society placed this, well, more so us with fragile egos and feeling like we need to be crowned king with the more partners we have. And first of all, I just find it I just find it ironic how men can just go through like a bunch of chicks and then demean the same chick he's sleeping with if she does the same exact thing. Like, you just
Jay-Z line.
right, like you just like, from one standpoint, like, you just slept with me, now you're gonna demean me if you, like, you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
I go out and sleep with just 3 probably in the same day,
Right.
I'll be
Oh,
demeaned as
damn.
a
You the
like, you
man.
know, no, it's just
Guys,
getting
you got
crazy.
enough left in there to do all that?
Just being crucified. I don't understand it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm not cutting you off. Just why do men think they can have sex? Yeah, so I just think historically, like, there's been some biblical sense where women are pure and given this other crap that we've been believed to follow and conditioned to believe. And I think as society grows and we become more liberated sexually and just like thinking wise, some of our roles are starting to change. So I just think it's just historically embedded within us or embedded in society that we have these ideologies that a woman is supposed to be pure. And like, even with the Virgin Mary, like, had a child, no one
Right.
ever says how it happened.
Right.
So we
Darn
just
it, Bob.
expect women, we just expect women to kind of hold to this old idea that we have, and we just grown so much as a world that it's not working anymore. So my answer to that is just historically we've been conditioned to believe that, and it's inaccurate. And I hope now that we're changing the narrative. So yeah, that's my answer.
That's
This is
that.
the male representative
Exactly.
right here.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
put that in a
That's
well
me.
worded context
Put it
there.
Envelope
I
and
try.
sealed.
I
I
see you
try.
drip.
Y'all see the
you
notes
see
and
the
all this,
drippy
man? Like, I don't
C's?
play this.
You know
I
the
don't play this.
vibes.
My chains debut today too, Sleek Glitty.
Hey.
Anyway, but so, listen, this is the Ox Life podcast. We're getting back into it. Let us know what you want to hear. This is a subject matter that we thought was relevant. It's recent. We are a people's podcast. We say that all the time. Let us know what you want to hear. Come out, support us, like, subscribe, do whatever it is that needs to be done. And we're going to be looking to give y'all more content in the future. So
Yes,
that being
yes.
said.
Please continue to support. When we put things out there, please like, comment, share as much as you can. But if you can, please comment. It gives us more insight about what you want us to talk about, and it helps us better with the content that we give.
Bother us,
Exactly.
DM us on IG, Facebook, or whatever platform we are on. Our ats are
they're listed
placed.
in the
Yeah,
video.
they-
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
they're
listed in the
listed.
video or ad things.
Follow us.
Right.
Yeah, thank you guys for those who are subscribed. I appreciate you. We have
yes.
46, 47 subscribers
Something like that.
within like a 3-month span, which is
Right.
pretty
Just
dope.
subscribe. You're not
Right.
fucking.
We need
doing
to
nothing.
double up on that so we can
Yeah.
give you more content, so we can give you new things, new settings, new ideas, new motives. Bring you guys with us. So
Speaking of subscribers and support, I just want to shout out my man Darius really quick. He found our podcast on Spotify, and he
Spotify.
put it out there. So I just want to shout out him. I said I would, so I'm going to
Yeah,
do
you
that for
did.
him. Also, Lemar Stanley, I think they subscribed to our new page as well. They're actually in Miami, so off the strength of them, like meeting them in Miami, they supported our show. And so just really appreciative of everybody that subscribed to take the time just to hit the notification. You'll get what you'll need. But you know, we work hard at this. We have notes. I mean, we talk about this week in, week out. I mean, we're not BSing you guys at all.
We're not.
So continue to support.
We're here to stay.
We're going to continue to be connected to you guys, and what you want is what we'll provide. So, again, this is Oxlife signing off. This is Chains.
Hold on. Shout out to Nana Debbie. My grandmother subscribed, and she's starting to watch now.
Okay.
She asked me if I want to hand out flyers for our podcast at her black entrepreneurs event. So I might get that together.
Okay.
All right.
You want a quick shout out for you?
Just shout out to everybody.
Okay.
If you know better, you do better. You heard?
Gotcha. All right, loaded.
Gang.
Right.